What's your dream university?
Stanford,
Oxford, LSE,
McGill,
Cambridge. What about you?
NUS。
迈向世界名校的阶梯，首选辅仁国际学校。
Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to our teaching video. I'm Mr. Jeffrey Rivera from the GP unit of Foreign International School. Today, we are going to talk about general paper, and the topic that we are going to share is about our writing skills, which is known as Paul's Wheel of Reasoning. Next. Let me introduce to you who is Dr. Richard Paul before we venture into his style of writing. Dr. Richard Paul is the father of modern critical thinking. He is the one who introduced some writing techniques well known as Paul's Wheel of Reasoning, okay, to ensure that any writing will have a sound and deeper analysis on whatever topic is being discussed. Next. Today, I would like to show to you how this Paul's Wheel of Reasoning can be used or can be applied. Let's take, for example, one essay topic. The essay topic is education still viewed as beneficial as before to our human society? Okay. Dr. Richard Paul, okay, is actually suggesting this specific structure, next, on how to approach every question when it comes to writing. Like what we have here, okay, for the introduction of any essay, Dr. Richard Paul is suggesting to have at least 5 parts of the introduction. First is the hook. That's the first line. And he said it should be something directly relevant and something interesting to get the interest of the readers or the examiners. The first element of the Paul's Wheel of Reasoning is coming at the second part of the introduction, which is the issue. The issue is basically dividing, okay, the thoughts of the people writing about this topic, whether they agree with it or they disagree with it. After the issue, Dr. Richard Paul said every writing must have a thesis statement. And for him, a thesis statement is your position in whatever the issue is being presented to you, whether you agree with it or you disagree with it. After the thesis statement, Dr. Richard Paul is suggesting that each introduction must have a relevant opinion that would support the thesis statement of the student. And finally, in the introduction, which comes the second element of Paul's Wheel of Reasoning, is the purpose. The purpose is, why are you writing this essay? And what is the purpose for writing the essay? So this structure for the introduction is being suggested by Dr. Richard Paul. Okay, so that's the first paragraph. Next, let's proceed to an example of how to structure our body paragraph. Okay, according to Dr. Richard Paul, there should be some elements that we have to include in the Paul's Wheel of Reasoning. I have mentioned the first one as the issue, the second one as the purpose. The third one comes with the concept of the topic sentence. The topic sentence is the main argument in your body paragraph. Okay? It follows by the point of view according to the Paul's Wheel of Reasoning structure writing. The point of view is basically coming from the experts in this field. This time we are writing about education, so the experts in this field would be educators, experts in education, and other scholars. After the point of view, we must have the assumption, okay, as the fifth element of Paul's Wheel of Reasoning. So the assumption is based on what other people believe, okay, in this particular issue when it comes to education. After the assumption, there should be a specific evidence that we have to write down to support our topic sentence. The evidence must be specific. As Dr. Richard Paul said, any evidence that we use in the writing must be seen in what is happening in the reality. Therefore, our evidence should be specific to the argument that we are trying to support. After the evidence, okay, we proceed to the seventh element of Paul's wheel of reasoning, and this is inference. Inference is basically based on your evidence. Okay? You infer what's going to happen based on the evidence that you have presented. Okay? After the inference, we have the implications. Implications is the eighth element of Paul's wheel of reasoning. Implications could be long-term implication or could be short-term implication. And it's up to the students whether they use the long-term implication or the short-term implication. And finally, to seal the whole body paragraph, to formally finish it, Dr. Richard Paul suggested that a student must come out with a closing opinion to finish the whole body paragraph. And this is the whole structure that he is suggesting when it comes to using the Paul's wheel of reasoning. In this way, using this structure, the students have a definitive structure to follow that makes every sentence that they write supporting each sentences together and makes their argument explained and comprehensively written. And this is the body paragraph that I would like to share with you. Okay? So next, in conclusion, okay, the Paul's wheel of reasoning is recommended to all the students when they want to write an academic paper using critical writing skills. Okay? It's very interesting in a way that this actually covers all the writing techniques that previous writers actually suggested. Dr. Richard Paul covered it with the 9 elements when it comes to the Paul's wheel of reasoning. I hope you learned something, and I hope the next time we meet, you can still remember this short teaching video. Thank you very much, and have a good day.